We have officially made it to regular season week 1 of Saints franchise here on Madden NFL 26, and there have been some changes made to the sliders. That is that everything in the main menu is 0. I followed along from a YouTube video. If I remember, I'll link it below. And everything mostly should be at 50, but I've made some changes to make it even more difficult. So the sliders look way, way, way easier than last year, but based on what's in the main menu, based on all of those settings, and based on the actual league settings and XP sliders, apparently everything plays an impact, and the game style being changed to competitive. This video is sponsored by Underdog. It's the absolute best place to play daily fantasy sports. Absolutely love it. Please remember, of course, to play responsibly, but you can play in so many different states like Florida, Texas, California. Look at the map. If it's yellow in any way, you can play there in some type of way. If you're a new customer, of course, remember to use code BENGAL. That's super important. Link down in the description, or just type in code BENGAL. Bengal, B-E-N-G-A-L. Take advantage of their new customer specials. For tomorrow's game, it's Jalen Hurts to record a pass or rushing yard. If he does, you're a winner. I would suggest combining it with my picks for tomorrow. I've got Daniel Jones lower, 30.5 pass attempts. Drake May higher, 224.5 passing yards. And Dak Prescott lower, 32.5 pass attempts. These are what I feel the best about based on my research. But of course, let me know down in the comment section below and on Twitter.com/Bengal YouTube. Links, as always, down in the description. Let me know what you feel good about tomorrow. Let me know what you're rocking. Links down below. Use code BENGAL on Underdog, and thank you to Underdog for sponsoring this video. And some changes being made in here. The game is going to play a lot different than it did, and you already saw that in the preseason. We were using those settings, and it felt pretty difficult at times, and we'll see what that looks like over this season here. I will be making changes as I see fit. We want this to be a challenge, don't want it to be a steamrolling, but this is the team for Season 2. I've already gone over the rookie class, and you saw it hopefully in the offseason episode, so I'm not going to talk about it too much other than that Carlos Wesley, our first round pick of 2, will be a starter. Manu Escobar will be a starter. LaMichael Meekins will not be a starter. Tyler Shuck is our week 1 starting quarterback. I think he gives us the best chance to win right now. He's got the best arm of the 2. He's got decent enough overall athleticism. Should he struggle, should he get injured, we do have someone we can turn to in the rookie quarterback out of Colorado, LaMichael Meekins. The medium and short accuracy are in a decent spot, but not as good as Shuck. And the deep accuracy is better than Shuck slightly. I think Shuck has 75. He's better on the move, better running the football, but for right now, Shuck will be the starter. On the other side of the ball, there's not really a whole lot to report. It's a lot of the same starters as last season, but Kramer is revealed to have superstar development. Clayton Kramer, the nose tackle out of South Carolina, may end up being a true star for us, nearly 360 pounds. You can expect him to be the long-term starting nose for us, but I don't know if he's going to be on the field for every snap as a rookie. Still trying to develop him as a pass rusher. I love what Vernon Broughton did in the preseason. And maybe we just do bring in the size of Kramer and say, hey, you're the week 1 starting nose tackle at nearly 360 pounds. He's the same overall as Ty Hamilton. He is just 1 overall behind Brian Brzee. Clayton Kramer needs to see the field a lot. Deontay Boyd has star development. He will play, and probably over Isaac Yiadom. But Jonas Sanker is going to be our slot slash nickel corner, not Kool-Aid McKinstry, so be aware of that. We will be getting Jonas Sanker on the field. He's up to superstar dev. He's going to be playing a lot, but he's going to move around from safety to corner to overhang to the apex defender of this team. So we are first look at the draft class as well. And the number 1 player in the class, Chad Bueller. Of course, we don't really know anything about these players right now. Seeing a number of quarterbacks near the top of the list. And we could be a team that takes a quarterback high in the draft. That's a possibility. You know, it's so funny on my mock draft where the Browns taking a quarterback most recently. It's like the Browns would really take a QB after drafting 2 in 2025, in the 2025 draft. Yeah. The 94th overall pick at QB and a 5th round pick at quarterback in Shedeur Sanders. That's not going to stop the Browns from taking a QB if they're picking it number 1. What are we doing? So yeah, we took a quarterback in the 2nd round. If we're picking in the top 10 and there's a really good quarterback available, what do you think is going to happen? And there is another Colorado quarterback, Roger Patterson, the top-rated QB in the class. He's taking the place of the player we just drafted, LaMichael Meekins. Maybe history could repeat itself. Strong-armed QB for the Buffs. Also have Lester Bowers out of Mississippi State, Dak Prescott, Sam Paulson of TCU, Dalvin Edison from Oregon State, Mick Sharf from Michigan State, and Josh Nance from NC State. 6'4", 235 pounds. Big body at quarterback. There are 6 projected round 1 quarterbacks. That is a lot. We'll see if one of them is playing for us this time next year. And maybe so, because the strengths of this class, quarterback, wide receiver, defensive tackle. I think we are fairly good at defensive tackle. It's not really something I would consider that highly, but receiver, absolutely would consider, and quarterback, obviously, as well. So let's go ahead and set up our scouts and see if we can end up improving this team, but we're a long way from the draft, of course. This is going to be what the scouting looks like for year 2. Now, I did previously have 1 tier 3 scout and then 4 tier 2s because of a coach ability. I don't have that active right now, so when I went to fire a scout, I could only sign a tier 1 scout as opposed to a tier 2, but I think it makes sense to get the expertise at the position. Edge is something we could consider even after signing Joseph Osai in the offseason, and I think that if there's a good running back in the Southeast, that would be great too. We are considering replacements for Alvin Kamara long-term, as there could be a couple of tight ends that go in the 1st round out of the Southeast, one from Georgia and one from UCF here. But when you look nationally, again, it's a lot of quarterbacks, but quite a few receivers. Only seeing 1 running back very high in the draft. I guess maybe 2 that could consider themselves fringe 1st round picks. Is Adrian Gutierrez, our running back of the future. He's 5'11", 235. And it's an option. We obviously just don't know at this point. We're too far out, but I do want to have a pretty good idea about the running backs in this class, because the one we drafted this year is probably not going to make much of an impact. We talked about it before. He's got good speed, but that's about it. Kendre Miller is going to stay RB2, and Jonathan Adams will need a lot of development to see the field more than just as a return man. I've got a lot of the rookies here, or really all of them, in the focus player section. Looks pretty good. And we actually do have some upgrades prior to the game. So a lot of housekeeping to start here, but it's a new season. This is the type of thing that happens. And improving Kelvin Banks Jr. in general would be a good idea. I don't know that he's going to be able to get a strength upgrade, but we're going to lean into power here. That takes him up to an 80 overall. I'd love to get the strength above an 86, but +1 to pass block, run block, impact block, and a +2 to pass block power. I don't mind that. Hey, +2 to man end zone for Quincy Riley. Now the superstar dev corner. Very, very nice. He could end up being a really nice player for us. Just got superstar dev in the Super Bowl week for whatever reason. I'm not complaining. Home game, week 1. It's Who Dey versus Who Dat. I'm excited here. So is Chris Olave. Season 2 of Saints franchise. We want to win it all. We have made upgrades in the offseason, but will we be good enough to win some playoff games and take home the Lombardi Trophy? We're going to find out. Season record last year was not 5-12. That is what we would call a lie. We made the playoffs, so That's not true. Man, I mean, you can't really make excuses for this game with all the bugs and problems that there are. You really can't. I think the gameplay does feel better this year for the most part, because last year was so bad. But it's still too easy. There shouldn't be a reason that I need to watch a 20-minute video on sliders that have been tested for weeks and change 100 different things in the main menu and then 100 different things in franchise, change my game settings, just to make it play okay. That's what we're aiming for. We'll see what happens. Season 2, here's the first play from scrimmage for Burrow. And he's already looking to run and throwing in the direction of Jalen Ford for T. Higgins, but the pass falls incomplete. Classic quarterback paranoia in the pocket. Joe Burrow is one of the best pocket navigators in the sport, but couldn't make something happen that time. 3rd and 5 now. We are sending some heat. 5 out of a man look, and there is a flag here. Did someone on Cincinnati jump? They did. This is going to be 3rd and 10. Looks like Orlando Brown Jr. was the offender. And you know what? He's like a 4-time Pro Bowler. Goes to show you what that means. Here's 3rd and 10. Burrow looking to run. Will throw on the run and hit Jamar Chase in his return to the boot. Former LSU standout receiver. And Burrow stepping up and making this a throw on the run for no reason. Well, maybe there was a reason. It took me out of position with Danny Stutzman. And he threw in behind for a big first down. And here we're finally going to see a run. It's Chase Brown for 5. That was an easy 5. Love to see a little bit more success on this 3rd down. But the flat is wide open. Jalen Ford with an awful angle. First down, T. Higgins. Another 3rd down for Cincinnati. They've been pretty good today. As Burrow going to look to throw on the run. It's what he continues to do. Pass complete to Chase Brown, who tries to stretch for it, but is wrapped up short. 4th and inches. I'm really shocked Cincinnati didn't convert there, but they end up with 3, and we're playing from behind. Here comes Tyler Shuck, and those numbers are actually accurate, I believe. When he debuted last year, it said he had like -1 passes for -1 yards. That couldn't have been accurate. He was at Louisville. Here's Alvin Kamara. Ooh, good blocking to start for Kamara. And he's picking up right where he left off, coming off a career year in 2025. Had never rushed for over 1,000 yards in the season, but all that changed last year. Rushed for, I think, over 1,600 yards. Still caught the football, had the most receiving yards of any running back. He is the offense. So it doesn't matter if Tyler Shuck or LaMichael Meekins is under center. Maybe not so much when we have Alvin Kamara. 2nd and 8. I mean, that was just, it was read too well in that great animation. 3rd and 8. Kamara with a mini motion, and we're going to get sacked. Jordan Battle, they brought a safety up, and Jordan Battle comes in screaming off the edge. Now, do we just need to step up in the pocket and make a throw? I don't really know that anything's open. Like, Kamara was on a block and release, but just refused to pick up the clear threat on the blitz. Decides to look back to Tyler Shuck, got lost in his eyes. Well, he's a great runner, great receiver. Blocking still may be a work in progress for the 30-plus-year-old back. Great logic there. And we'll punt. 3rd and 8. Bengals from the logo here. We better get out. It's a deep shot for Chase, and where's the coverage? It's a snowball outside the lines there, or outside the hashes, far outside the numbers is what I'm trying to say. And somehow we still don't have a player close enough to make a play. Julian Blackman got over way too late. He basically rotated over to play single high middle of the field, but is still from the hashes when this ball's in the air. And he just broke on it a little bit too late. A better athlete, better zone coverage, maybe we're able to make a play on the ball, but instead Jamar Chase with a big gain for the Bengals. Read option with Burrow. Nobody read it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Julian Blackmon. Too little, too late. And now Burrow's having a seizure. And now he's shitting his pants. I don't know what's happening. Either way, it didn't look good from our defense. Back-to-back plays exposed by Burrow and the Bengals. Two rookies as returners. Here is the running back out of Rutgers, Jonathan Adams. Not getting much there. Shuck retakes the field. And I want to establish the run, but it's tough when you get stopped for, almost no gain. You feel forced to pass. But, oh man, Kamara, I saw daylight. He just didn't quite show the burst that he used to have there. And we only get 4. 3rd and 4, we're going to throw. And we're going to throw for Jawan Johnson. Broken tackle. His role is going to be diminished this year. But he was pretty good last year. And he made a lot of plays like that where he was able to make the catch and then break tackles, get extra yardage. It's a good play to build some momentum into the second quarter. We get a big first down there. And, yeah, we're down 10-0. Treylon Burks is a Bengal now, but we are going to make this a game. It's a lot of LSU players for the Bengals returning to Louisiana here, but we want to make them embarrassed in their return. Maybe we can catch Cincy napping off play action. That is just a sick play, and it's dropped by Olave. The pump fake to the sideline, working back over the middle. In the hands of Chris Olave, Tyler Shuck delivered a dime. And we can't do anything with it. Good blocking here for Kamara. Big spin move for Kamara. Kamara lowering the shoulder into Cincinnati territory. If we're going to have any big plays this year, it's going to be by number 41. That's been pretty apparent so far. He is still a stud. Shuck is able to get the throw off. We want to capitalize when they blitz. That's when a screen should happen. That time they only send 4. They got to Shuck so quick with such incredible closing speed. It was a good play by Shuck and then a great play by Kamara as Elijah Morris dropped for a loss. 2nd and 14. We're going to throw again. Like to see Olave drop that one. 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7. I mean, Olave maybe is a decent option. We're going to throw it up to him. Olave with a step. Out in space. Touchdown, Chris Olave. Coverage breakdown in the secondary. Dax Hill didn't know where to look. And they just let Chris Olave run straight through to the end zone. It's a good time to dial up a shot. They weren't ready for it. We stretch the field, and it's our deep threat making a big-time play. Definitely making up for the drop earlier on in the possession. First touchdown of the year. Nice throw by Shuck against the blitz. 10-7. That's good coverage. No! Jalen Ford was in position. And somehow at the last second, Jamar Chase was able to create extra separation with like a speed burst, and the throw was great. I do think we need to be a little bit better against the run to start. They haven't run the ball a lot, but when they are, Clayton Kramer, Brian Brzee, Ty Hamilton, these guys have not been good enough. Throw to the flat. Nice tackle by Young. It'll be 3rd and 4. And it might be another false start for Cincinnati. Kind of like a ragtag offensive line they've thrown together. Don't see a lot of recognizable names on the interior of that line. I think Dylan Fairchild is in there at center. Here's 3rd and 9. And that's pretty good coverage, I guess. Treylon Burks can't make the catch. Shock of the year. After his standout performance of the preseason, Matavao is going to be our fullback. Now, he did his best work as a receiver, as a tight end, but I want to reward him with some play time. Maybe fullback's not his best role, but we're not going to carry a fullback. It's not as important. Here's 2nd and 10. How about a throw for the rookie tight end? And he can't make the catch. Logan Wilson disrupting that. First target in the career of Manu Escobar. LSU standout receiver. He's staying in Louisiana to play tight end for the Saints. Got to be a dream. And we're going to throw it to him here on 3rd and 10. Catch cannot be made. Those are the type of catches we're going to expect our sure-handed tight end to make. Otherwise, he's not going to get targets. Here's 4th and 10. We'll punt. Big 3rd and 10. We've been pretty good here after a rough start. And that's good enough coverage. Ooh, they're actually going to say it was not a completed pass. That looked really close. Now, it probably doesn't change the result. I would go for it if it was like 4th and 3, 4th and 2 from close to the 50. I'm not really sure how this isn't a catch. That's possession left. Did the toe get the line there? All right, maybe it did. Keaton Mitchell, the new Bengal, changing AFC North teams. And we'll receive another punt. Jonathan Adams going to take this one out, and that is not the right call. The rookie with a blunder. Instead of 1st and 10 from the 20, it's 1st and 10 from the 6. Guess maybe thought the blocking was going to be better, but Alvin Kamara can work it back out to the 20 for us. May just take a couple of extra plays. But I guess we'll see. It's 3rd and 6 now from our own 10. Who wants to make a play? It's going to be Tyler Shuck on the run, sliding and picking up the first. Kamara got to the outside. We don't need him to burst for 25 plus every time he touches the ball, right? I'll take 8 very, very gladly in the run game. 8-9 yards is amazing. I'd be happy with 4 or 5 yards at a clip. So anything more than that is just spectacular, as Kamara will get his first catch of the year, outside of the screen game, that is. Just over a minute to play here in the first half. Absolutely flying by. The new Saint is wide open. Elijah Moore out to midfield. Let's go hurry up here. Got to build off that. We don't need to stop for an impromptu dance party. This isn't a fucking flash mob. Get in position. We're inside a minute. Throw behind the blitz. There is Manu Escobar who makes a man miss. And there are 2 timeouts here. First time I've ever seen that in Madden. We have 2 injuries on the same play. And Alvin Kamara just got a cleat phasing through his helmet. That maybe is a more concerning injury. Trey Hendrickson injured on the other time, or on the other side of the ball. It does take a timeout away from Cincinnati, which works to our benefit. But an Alvin Kamara injury would be devastating, especially if we might consider trading him. We'll see. Kendre Miller into the game. We're going to throw again for Escobar. And Manu Escobar again cannot make a catch. Just bruised ribs for Kamara. We'll see about Trey Hendrickson, but man, that is a tough drop. 2nd and 10. Stepping up with Shuck. He's going down. And at this point, we're not even going to bother with a timeout. Probably just playing for 3. Don't want to give Cincinnati any time. Here's 3rd and 14. We throw that in there. Elijah Moore makes the catch. We're going to call our first timeout. 13 seconds. Didn't really think we were going to convert that. Now only 13 seconds to work with. Kamara back in the game. It's a little bit scary. And we're going to throw it to him wide open over the middle. Kamara stretching, taking a hit. Ball's out. But it's over the plane. Touchdown, Saints. What a play to end the first half. That is chaos to end the first half. Shuck knew he was going to take a hit. Stayed in there, delivered a strike. Kamara makes the catch over the middle. Fearless, and then took a shot from Wilson as he got spun around. But I guess the bruised ribs didn't hurt that bad. But he's going to be feeling it after that Logan Wilson hit, that's for sure. 14-10. Good way to recover here. It's a 94-yard drive. Took 4 minutes here at the end of the first half. Great work. And after a 10-0 deficit, we've scored 14 unanswered. Defense has stepped up, and our offense, of course, has started to find that chemistry here. Last play of the first half. I'm sure it's going to be a quick throw to the outside for almost no gain. That's exactly what it is. Man, Madden's great. But maybe so are we. 14-10. Very good half for us. Well, maybe a very good second quarter, we can say. Here's the halftime report from around the league. Broncos and Chiefs to kick off the new league year, and it's going to be Patrick Mahomes, vintage Mahomes with a bomb down the sideline, and it's a one-handed snag by Rashee Rice. Touchdown Kansas City and a close victory over Bo Nix and the Broncos, and it's not the dog celebration. I don't want to see it. The worm, I want the dog crawling celebration. AFC South, Jags and Colts. Nice running there. And the Jags win 27-21 over Anthony Richardson and the Colts. Tank Bigsby got traded to the Eagles in real life, but here in Madden franchise, he's scoring touchdowns for the Jags. Still in the AFC South, because why wouldn't we want to be? Titans and Texans. Chigoziem Okonkwo making a man miss in space. Titans win 23-21. Cam Ward with a very good debut here in year 2. 26 of 31, 250, and of course that touchdown to Okonkwo. Chargers blowing out the Raiders 11-7. Vikings over the Bills is a weird one, but we're back in the boot. Gonna see if we can play well in the second half and beat the Bengals. 14-10 right now. Shucks played really well. Kamara's played really well, and we get the football to start quarter number 3. Deontay Boyd's got to do something else than what he did right there. That was awful. Kamara, 3 targets. He's caught all 3 passes for 44 yards and a touchdown. He's a jack of all trades, but also like a master of some. He's a really great receiver. And he runs the ball so well also, as Shucks passes at the feet of Elijah Moore. His pressure got in too quickly on the play action boot. 3rd and 14. We basically have no routes that are even going to the sticks here. This is just a really low percentage play, and we're going to get sacked. Rolling right into that. Former first-round pick Shamar Stewart getting in there. Really good athlete, great size, great against the run, and maybe improving as a pass rusher here, and that was not what we wanted out of our first drive coming out of the locker room. 4th and 23, no choice but to punt. Good speed here and forcing a fair catch. Well, our defense is locking up. 3rd and 14, it's the rookie, Pete Werner, according to Madden. Burrow with a deep shot. One-on-one for T. Higgins. Nice coverage. No Paulson Adebo, no problem. Now, it's been a year since having Paulson Adebo. Not like he was on the team last year or anything, but that's really good coverage. And I have corners I feel pretty happy about. Kool-Aid McKinstry, Quincy Riley, of course. And we'll see if anyone else can be a playmaker. We're going to try to return this one. There's Jonathan Adams. Again, not the right call. He brings it out to the 14. We're going to start letting that go into the end zone. We already have in this game, but we've taken the last 2 out. As Kendre Miller will start the 3rd quarter. No Alvin Kamara, and Kendre Miller has a hole! Kendre Miller to the 2nd level. 3rd level, and eventually brought down by Cam Taylor-Britt. But Kendre Miller, a little bit more juice than Kamara. And maybe we'll see more of him in this 3rd quarter. That's just not where we wanted to go with that. Throwing to the flat, Manu Escobar. Hard to drop that one. Absolutely 4-down territory here. We're going to keep it on the ground. Juwan Johnson in motion, Matavao in the block. See if Kendre Miller is capable of picking up this 1st down. Still a little bit discouraging to not see Alvin Kamara at all. But we've got Kendre Miller, and that's been pretty good so far in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10, Kendre Miller in motion. We're going to take a deep shot. One-on-one with Olave. He can't go up and get it. Dax Hill in coverage. And Shuck took another shot. He's getting brutalized so far, but he's standing in the pocket, delivering good throws. What more can you ask of him as Manu Escobar will make the catch? And Escobar making up for a couple of drops today. He's down to the 20. A couple of catches on this drive. Elijah Moore in motion. If we can get by the contained player, it's going to be a huge play. But it's going to be one-on-one. Moore spinning back inside. Very happy with that. 6 yards there. Brings up 2nd and 4. Kendre Miller going to stay in the game. Kamara supposedly is fine and not injured, but it's a Kendre Miller type of drive, I guess. And we're going to give it back to him. 3rd and 3. Trying to stay patient, but can't squeeze through the hole. Trey Hendrickson injured again. And on 4th and 3, we're going to bring out the field goal unit. Josh Carty to kick. His kick is good. Chip shot makes it 17-10. Our defense has played great. It's 17 unanswered now. And it's not like, we're really taking advantage of, scoring to end the first half and then going into the second half with the ball. I mean, we didn't score. We still were able to play defense and get a stop, get the ball back, and score again. So it's our defense really that has been the story. After allowing 10 straight, it's been 0 for the rest of the game, and quite a few Bengals possessions as well. It's not none. They keep trying to get the ball to Jamar Chase. It's his second handoff of the game, but there's nowhere to go. Yeah, that's just going to be a big mistake. Julian Blackmon is just too slow. Keaton Mitchell's way too fast. We had a manned up across the field. Jamar Chase was wide open. We ran man coverage, and it seems like everything was wide open. That was awful. We needed to realize that was going to be bad probably and check out of that. It didn't happen. We're going to give them 1st and 15. Maybe we should have given them 2nd and 12 or whatever it was going to be. Or maybe not. Going to be 3rd down and 6 for Cincinnati. Still only a touchdown down after we've dominated the rest of this game here. And that's T. Higgins wide open. Tackle made by Kool-Aid McKinstry, but not after Cincinnati gets the first. I wouldn't mind dialing up the heat. We just got to cover well enough early on in the play because we know we're going to force a quick throw. And if he can't throw it, we actually get a better result. Jalen Ford with the sack. I don't really blitz to sack the quarterback. I know that sounds crazy. You can't really rely on them. But I am doing it to force bad throws and Burrow throwing before he actually wants to. 5th catch made by Chase. He's got 81 yards receiving. 3rd and 11. Gonna send 5. They're going trips left. It's good coverage. Throw back across the middle, though, made by Burks. And that would be the final play of the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter, up by 7. Defense has played well, but this is a really, really big series here. If we can bend but not break, we're going to be in a good spot to win this game. I mean, no question about it. If we allow a touchdown, it's a new game, essentially. So let's keep him out of the end zone, make a play. Here we go. Here's a run. Jalen Ford plugs the hole. His 5th tackle. This one goes for a loss. 2nd and goal now. Could still very easily be a run, but it's not. It's a throw to the flat. Jamar Chase. Touchdown. He makes his 6th catch. This one for his 1st score of the year. That's just tough to beat. I mean, we played everything pretty well, but in the end, when it's Chase Young and then Quincy Riley in off coverage, that's the type of thing that's going to happen. Riley with way too much depth there. There was nothing threatening his coverage responsibility. He's got to play that closer to the goal line. And Chase Young obviously is not equipped to cover Jamar Chase. 17-17. I don't know where Alvin Kamara is. It's Kendre Miller for the rest of the game, and maybe that's not such a bad thing. Miller again with a big play. 5 for 58 for Kendre Miller. Kamara ran well, but he doesn't have the burst that Kendre Miller has. And I made fun of a Twitch chatter talking about turning the reins over to Kendre Miller. Maybe they were onto something. Hoping to hit him off play action. Just going to throw that quickly on the run. Juwan Johnson, 2nd catch of the game. And Trey Hendrickson is injured for the Bengals again. That's the 3rd time today for those counting. We're going to throw that over the top. Manu Escobar ends up being 2-on-1, not the matchup we wanted. 3rd and 7. There's just nothing there. 4th and 4, though, from the 42. We're not punting. Offense stays out on the field in Cincinnati territory. Too long for a kick. Too bitch made to punt. That's the only word I can use there. Bitch-made, for those curious. Throwing for Escobar. He makes the catch, breaks the tackle, first down. More Kendre Miller. Not much there. Play action, getting out of it. Throw on the run at the feet of Escobar. There was really nothing there. It's really more of a throwaway. 3rd and 8. Would definitely take 3 if we could this time around. Miller in motion. Escobar's wide open. It's underthrown by Shuck. Escobar adjusts. Makes the catch. First down, Saints. Probably could have been a touchdown. What is this alignment? The Bengals have 2 players in the A-gap, but not the traditional way. The same A-gap. They're lining up inside of each other. That's called the Brokeback Mountain formation, and it does not work for the Bengals. Monteval, fullback dive. He earned it in preseason. Oh, that it was not on the pregame play sheets there. Fullback dive to Monteval. There's Escobar. Drops it. 2nd and goal. Swing. Catch made by Devin Neal. Alvin Kamara may in fact be dead. There's really no way to know. 3rd and goal. From the 9. Can we convert? I'd really love to throw the ball to Olave here. Or anybody. And now it's our 1st round pick. The rookie Carlos Wesley taking a knee, holding his right wrist. And that would be a tough injury. We do have a backup Jordan Meredith that's capable of playing. We had to settle for 3. It's 20-17. I really don't like where we are in this game, though. 2:40 to play. Bengals with the football. Ooh, a little bit high there for Burks, but very catchable ball, obviously. The Bengals are in the driver's seat. They can take this clock all the way down, score a touchdown, and win the game. Might get one more snap here before the 2-minute warning. Looked a little bit low there that time for Burks, but again, another catchable ball. First down, and that is the 2-minute warning. We are up by 3. I fear that may not be good enough. If we can force 3, I think that's fine. Not amazing, but fine. And then we could win the game maybe in the final 30 seconds or so. A lot of time between now and then. 1:40 on the clock. This is where I wouldn't mind getting aggressive. But you got to be careful, and down goes Burrow! Jalen Ford again! 2nd sack of the game for our breakout linebacker from a year ago. Hook 'em horns. Good pressure. Kramer diving. McKinstry, a coverage interception. Kool-Aid McKinstry with the takeaway. And that could do it here in week 1. The Bengals still retain 3 timeouts. We need a first down to win. But a first down would win the game. Guaranteed. We'll take a second look here. Good pressure. Force the ball out. Of course, Burrow takes a shot at his best receiver, and it's Kool-Aid McKinstry defeating Jamar Chase for the jump ball. And Kendre Miller stays in the game. 1:19 on the clock. They don't really look all that ready to stop the run here. Kendre Miller spins the wrong way. Timeout, Bengals. Does their head coach kind of look like me? I don't know. It's not Zach Taylor. Kendre Miller up the middle. 3rd and 3. Bengals with 1 timeout remaining. We need 3 yards. I thought we were going to get it there, but Miller didn't have quite enough speed. And this is really for the game. 1:11 on the clock. 3rd and 3. Blocking looked good, but Miller can't hit the hole. Averaging close to 8 yards a carry, but cannot pick up the 10 on 3 straight carries. 4th and 2. I mean, we've got to punt here, but we're in a much better position this time around. The Bengals have no timeouts. It wouldn't be tough to lose in regulation. Oh, we got to shed that block. 1:01 on the clock. You know we've got to play bend but don't break defense. We're going to be extremely conservative. Do not get beat over the top. We're not going to blitz. I don't care. Just keep them in front of you. Make tackles. The Bengals actually spike it there on second down. They're going to call a screen. It was beautifully timed. Chase Brown is open and steps out of bounds at the 35. What a call on third down. Jamar Chase in the backfield. Is this going to be another run? No, and it's a throw over the middle, a bit high. Catch made. I'm sure the Bengals are going to hurry up to the line and try to spike it here. It'll be 3rd and 5, 30-ish seconds to play. I don't know what Burrow possibly could have been telling the right guard there. 32 seconds. Again, just keep them in front. That's all we need to do. Do not get beat over the top. It's a little bit too many yards. It's going to be another spike. Maybe 18 seconds to play. We'll see. Again, Burrow. Why is this an animation? Like, it's the game being bad is what it is. And the Bengals actually are going to say, that's enough for us? We're going to try 3 to tie it. Okay, well, it's about the best case result for us there. 13 seconds and 3 timeouts to try to get into field goal range. Not impossible, but we might be looking at overtime here in week 1. 13 seconds. We have 3 timeouts. We can go over the middle of the field. Still no Alvin Kamara. There's Kendre Miller, and maybe Kamara catches that. 9 seconds. Field goal range is not impossible. There's Elijah Moore, and he drops it. I don't know that we would have been able to get another play and get into field goal range, but we had a chance. We definitely had a chance. You've got to catch that. We're going to call a timeout. Probably stupid, but 1 second remains. If you're going to throw a Hail Mary there, you might as well just throw it, but didn't really love anything. Launching it short of the end zone for Olave. It is intercepted by Thomas, and now we've just got to make a tackle. Thankfully, we're able to do that. It's an interception for Shuck. It's not a bad one, but it's the type of thing that happens in these spots. He's played pretty well. So those quarter summaries are not accurate with the points. They're just not. We have just a bunch of W's randomly on the screen above my gamer tag. Okay. And here we are in overtime in week 1. It's always heads. It's tails. We've won the toss. It is sudden death in the regular season. We'll take the football first. You got to reverse jinx it. You just got to know it's going to be tails there. Bad stuff from Cincinnati. Here we go. Jonathan Adams back to return. Deontay Boyd finally does kind of block somebody at least. Not that well. And do we have Kamara for overtime? We don't. Now, his risk of injury is severe, so that's probably why he's out. So it's just got to be Kendre Miller right now, and I don't actually mind that. Miller with a burst. He's closing in on 100 yards rushing. The blocking up front has been great. You can see it left guard. Carlos Wesley is back in the game. Here we go, just more Kendre Miller bouncing outside. Nothing there. Tyrese Knight with the tackle. And that's just probably a run we can't look to bounce in that spot. 2nd and 12. Working off play action. Juwan Johnson makes the catch for no gain. And it'll be 3rd and 12. I don't know that I love a screen here. I think we're going to try to get out of that. Devin Neal, the motion man. See who wants to get open here. Neal in motion. Do we get the snap off? Barely. And we're going to throw outside for Olave. He got bumped. It's incomplete. We had man coverage. We threw to the route that would beat man. And he just runs into Brandon Cooks. And I hate how that happens a lot. There is the punt. It's a really good punt. And this may go out of bounds as well. Down to the 1. I've still got it. I can't play offense. I can't play defense. But damn it, I'm the best punter on YouTube. Cincinnati to start from their own 1-yard line. I might be all the way back. What a punt. Fullback dive. Forward tackle. 2nd and 9. Oh, it's play action. Jalen Ford, get to Burrow. It's an overthrow. Calculated risk there on the blitz there from Ford, you know, vacating his coverage responsibility. But Burrow with a bad miss. And they're going to run the ball. This could be a safety to win it. It is a walk-off safety for the Saints. 22-20 is your final. Unbelievable. Dameon Pierce couldn't get out of the end zone. The Bengals couldn't get out of their own way. What a way to start the season. 22-20. A safety to end it is just insane. I cannot believe it. As Tyler Shuck and the Saints beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Unreal. Elijah Moore has a skill point. Let's do the one that makes him not drop the ball. Annoying. So, I don't know, slot. It's up to an 80. Give me catching traffic, please. Give me catching. That'll work, I guess. But guys, I think that's going to do it here for week 1. I think we will get back to 2 games in episode week 2, week 3 against the Rams. This was an electric start. It's always good to come away with a win. This was a hard-fought win for sure. I will consider slider changes, but I want to see a little bit more. It's not like the Bengals were, you know, the steepest competition. Overall, I thought the game played pretty well. Both quarterbacks, of course, with interceptions, but Burrow had to lob it up. Shuck, Hail Mary. So really could be 0 interceptions here for both. And it's not like Shuck had crazy yards per attempt or anything. It was under 6. So it's not like he was too crazy, but may make some changes to run blocking. Kendre Miller averaged 7.6 yards per carry, but then Kamara only had 3.6 yards a carry. So not quite sure what I want to do there. And I still don't fully know what to expect from the sliders. Manu Escobar was actually our leading receiver, 6 for 76 with touchdowns for Olave and Kamara. Unfortunately, we can't see drops in here, but you can give Olave at least 1, Elijah Moore at least 1, Escobar at least a couple. Brandon Cooks had 1 for sure. Not great. Defensively, Jalen Ford is the MVP. Made 9 tackles, 3 for loss, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs for Stutzman. Interception, of course, for Kool-Aid McKinstry, and no pressure from our defensive line, but just Jalen Ford on well-timed blitzes, taking advantage of the Bengals' offensive line and Joe Burrow. Good way to start. Another home game next, followed by 5 consecutive road games. We do have an early bye to split up some of these at the back end, but that means at least we end with quite a few home games, so we may control our own destiny upon making the playoffs. It's really early to talk playoffs. It was week 1. This is where we are in the NFL season in real life, although this is 26 as opposed to 2025, obviously. But you can tell no one's talking playoffs right now, right? So there's a lot to be determined, but you've got to win your division games as well. Got the Panthers coming up. That's a big one. And then we have the Rams and Lions out west and then up north, I suppose. So a lot of traveling, and hopefully we take advantage of it. We'll end with the weekly recap. And of course, we did see this game, and they're going to show a Joe Burrow highlight. No, it's a Kool-Aid McKinstry interception. They had us in the first half, not going to lie. But a 22-20 victory made us 1-0. Tyler Shuck, 20 of 35, and some drops. It really could have been way better than that. Giants and Seattle. Looks like Seahawks are going to win this one. Oh, this is just awful tackling. Micah McFadden's not even moving. 24-7 as Darnold beats Jameis Winston and the Giants. What a disaster. I know it's just a video game, but I really am feeling it in real life. This is hard to watch, as the Giants are hard to watch. Madden may be realistic after all. Panthers and Packers in the Reggie White Bowl. Jordan Love to his right, throwing back corner of the end zone. One-hand overhand snag for the touchdown. Romeo Doubs, 21-17. Packers win a close one over the Panthers. This is an incredibly tough catch to make. Insanely hard. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you for week 2 and 3 in the next episode. Take it easy.